Hi there guys, welcome back to Same Ship Different Day and welcome on board the Crown Princess. Here the idea is to take me back to Manila, however there is a small surprise about that I'll tell you about at the end of the video. But I will be giving you a full tour today around the ship, showing you what's on here and what's been going on really whilst it's been out of operation. It's currently raining, but I'm taking the hit for you guys. As always, my views and opinions do not reflect those of my employer. If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you enjoy the tour today, give me a thumbs up at the end, and that's fine by me. Anyway guys, a big ship, 290 odd meters, over 3,000 passengers. Let's get going. We'll start things off then here in the Princess Theatre, deck 7 forward. Entrance point up here, also muster station A and the muster station used at the moment whilst we're on here for this ferry operation going across to Manila. Over 2 levels, it's such a large space, kind of a traditional theatre look, as I'm sure you can see. Large space, obviously this is a larger ship, holds around 3,000 just over passengers, so they need a larger theatre. I would assume the capacity of this theatre is somewhere around the 700 mark. But I'm not 100% sure. Again, I always say it, but it's always a strange sight to see this theatre and all these theatres on these ships empty at the moment. I was actually on this ship as a passenger a few years ago, so I've been sat in here watching shows before, and now completely empty. Got the place to myself. Let's keep going. So moving aft from the Princess Theatre then, this is quite a nice little lobby area. I think this is what's used for the Captain's Circle host. And you come here and meet up with them and discuss all sorts of things for these veteran cruisers. Down here you've also got the shops. Effie is here, all shut up at the moment, very dark as you can see. No jewels in there. So then obviously we have our Wheelhouse bar here on deck 7, just after the Princess Theatre as well. Also home to the famous Salty Dog pub style grub at the night, so you come here for a meal if you like. I think it is an extra cost, but very good from what I remember when I was on here. And let's go have a look inside. And you'd usually have live music here, a band or a pianist behind me here in the Wheelhouse bar. Obviously no one on board at the moment, and just lots and lots of empty chairs and empty space, completely unused. That brings us then into the Atrium, and most importantly into one of my favourite bars on board, the Crooners bar. Perfect for coming for a cocktail, watching Mr. Thomas McPhee on the piano over there, which is what I was doing for the majority of my cruise when I was on board here. Well, I say the majority, obviously just the evenings. But a very nice bar to have directly off the Atrium, and live music both here and of course in the Atrium as well when there's not anything going on up here. Beautiful big Atrium they have here on board the Crown Princess. These amazing spiral staircases you can see, going from deck 7 all the way down to deck 5. Some more stuff down on deck 5 that I'll show you in a moment. But what a nice place to come and sit and have a cup of coffee or something. Very quiet at the moment though, of course. Usually you'd have some live music and lots of people buzzing around. But it's quite nice and peaceful up here. Down here on deck 6 then we have a passenger services desk, which is currently used as the crew office for the moment. So crew can come here to deal with anything they need, any issues. And just after that on deck 6 is the Gatsby Casino. So let's go take a look at this. So unfortunately no roulette set up here for the crew members. They're leaving it empty at the moment, but another big space on the ship, usually packed with people, and obviously not in use, but all looking in very good condition, ready for when they return to sailing. So moving further aft then along deck 6, you get into the first of what I think is many dining restaurants here on board the Crown Princess. This is the club class dining. I don't think it's got any other name. There'll be plenty of people coming here in the evenings for dinner. I think I certainly came here when I was on board as a passenger. Back up here on deck 7 then, pretty much just directly above that dining room, we do have the Explorers Lounge, which is another one of the lounges here with live entertainment and music and different games throughout the day usually. And again, another bar on board. Currently not in use again, but all looking in pretty good condition up here. And we'll keep going on the tour. So a bit more further aft on deck 7, you have the famous Crown Grill restaurant. This is definitely one of the restaurants I miss the most. Didn't have them on the island or Coral, and don't have them on P&O Australia either. It's a steakhouse here on board the Crown Princess. Come here for some fantastic steaks at a set menu price, if it's the same as it used to be, and some fantastic nights spent in this dining room on board. So this is the other side of the Crown Grill. It really is quite a big space, such a big ship. She's pretty much the same length, more or less 290 meters, 952 feet as the other Grand Class, but she's definitely a little bit wider. Quite a big ship when you talk about breadth, especially. It means you can fit a lot more in that you might not be able to on some of the other ships. So this is obviously a new feature that none of you would have seen. I haven't seen it before here either. It's the new medallion class setup that you have here on board the Crown, ready for everyone to return. I think some interactive, I would call them tablets, but they're very large for tablets, windows, let's say, to allow you to filter all that information that medallion brings along with it. I'm not an expert on it. I've never been on a ship with it, so it will be interesting to see once this comes into force. It'll be interesting to see how it changes the cruise experience here for Princess Cruises guests on board. As you can see here, as with most of the other ships, lots of plastic down on the floor to protect the carpets, keep them nice and fresh, ready for when everybody comes back cruising. Moving on though, we're going to check out what's here in Club Fusion, deck 7 aft. So another big lounge here on deck 7 aft. Lots of capacity here for different events. I think they may even do some dance shows and things here as well. Normally, in normal operation, as you can see, lots of the lights and fittings are all bagged up, being protected over this long period where we've now been without passengers. And so you're seeing it completely empty. All the furniture's still here, ready to go. Quite a dark room compared to the others. I think sort of because of the theme of it, a Western kind of bar theme. So whilst we're just here on deck 7, might as well take a look at the promenade deck that they have here. A little bit narrower than I actually remember or expected. Compared to the Pacific Explorer, former Dawn Princess, she had actually a wider promenade deck, I think, than this ship, which is surprising given her size, but I guess if you fit more inside, you have less room outside. Anyway, lots of maintenance been going on down here, but still looking in really good condition. And obviously a nice long boardwalk for you if you fancy a walk in the evening after dinner, or like to do your laps for your exercise. But I'll be showing you the gym shortly as well, which is excellent. Let's keep going. So I just popped down here to the Botticelli restaurant, which is, I think, only accessible from deck 7 aft down here to deck 6 aft, or taking the elevators, obviously. For this one then, I think it's a pre-booked dining area. I think anybody that's got a suite has a reservation pretty much automatically. From what I can remember, that might not be 100% accurate, but definitely there's a dress code here, so this is a little bit more formal dining if you come down to Botticelli for the evening and enjoy your meals with a nice view out either the aft of the ship or out the side of the ship here with these beautiful big windows. So this cool bit of artwork here behind me is down in the Atrium, or the piazza, as I've just read they call it on here. Anyway, in this area you have quite a lot of nice places. You've got the Vines bar here, which serves high quality wine. You can come for a glass of wine or a bottle as you like. And over on the other side of the piazza you've got International Cafe, where I think it's open pretty much 24 hours. You can come for a coffee or sandwich, whatever you like. And on the far side you've got the Good Spirits bar as well, where you can get yourself a nice cocktail and sit out and enjoy the views to the open water. A nice big piazza here. And I think the final of the normal dining rooms here on board Crown Princess is Michelangelo's here on deck 5 aft, or just aft of midship. And I think this is the one that I came to the most of the time when I was on board as a guest. And yeah, very nice dining room, nice and open. Obviously completely empty, all the tablecloths removed at the moment, so just waiting for some guests to get back dining here. And this of course is Horizon Court on deck 15 aft, where we're all eating at the moment. Not too bad, nice buffet. So up here on deck 16 aft, you just have a split between two areas. You have the Adagio on one side, which I think is used mainly as like a small bar, used mainly for Captain Circle events, something like that, more small private parties, or obviously for guests for the rest of the time. And then you have on this side Sabatini's restaurant, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. However, the great thing about this Sabatini's that you don't get on other ships is that it's because it's up and aft, you have an amazing view out the aft end through the windows of the wake and the stern of the ship. So if you're out at sea before sunset, you've got a beautiful view for dining in this restaurant if you manage to get a nice window seat. Anyway, one of the last specialty restaurants on the ship, so let's keep going. Up here on deck 17, then above the Sabatini's restaurant, you have the various youth centres, if you like. So you've got Camp Discovery over here, which is part of the Treehouse, age 3 to 7. The Lodge, ages 8 to 12, and the Beach House, age 13 to 17. So if you're on board with the children and before you go for a nice Sabatini's dinner, you can drop them off up here and know that they're in safe hands for a while whilst you enjoy your beautiful meal. So moving on and upwards to deck 18 aft. So if you don't have any kids on board and you don't need to drop anyone off and you fancy coming for a bit of a boogie at the nightclub, this is it. Skywalker's nightclub here, deck 18 aft. Amazing views out, as you see in all the Skywalkers on the Princess ships. There's actually 19 decks on the ship going up, so big old ship for you to go around, lots of places to see and lots of activities you can take part in. Some truly incredible views out from here, especially down the side of the ship as well. You can see the bridge, and you're actually higher than the bridge up here, so you've probably got even better view than they do. Obviously behind me here would be normally where the dance floor is, not currently in use of course, and again you can see all the production equipment and stuff bagged up for the time being. Okay guys, we're out here on the open deck. I apologise for the sunglasses, but it is very bright out here, as I'm sure you can imagine. Lots of white paint and bright sunshine. Beautiful day though. So this is the Oasis pool, I believe, down behind me. You can see it's all covered now to keep it nice and protected, probably freshly painted under there. One of 4 pools out here on the open deck. You've got this one, and then you've got, I think it's the Calypso pool, the next one over, and the terrace pool aft, as well as the spa pool all the way forward as well. So lots of options for you if you're coming out on the pool deck. So a nice feature up here, deck 16 forward, is the sanctuary, a private area, I think for suite guests, and as well as anybody that can pay for the fee for the day, I think, to stay up here. So now you can get massages, beautiful view out the front of the ship. This is pretty much directly over the bridge. Below this is the gym, and again the spa pool is down here as well if you need to dip into a pool. A very nice spot, very quiet, well covered, to keep you nice and shaded from the sun if you prefer that. And this is the famous gym then, very big space, lots of equipment, obviously very much empty at the moment, just used by crew members that are on board or the ferry personnel like myself. But excellent to have this kind of facility here on board for everyone. And the spa as well, obviously all closed up, showing you just how long it's been since they had any spa crew on board. And here above the main pool deck is one of my favourite bars when I was here as a passenger, is Trade Winds. You can sit up here and have a drink, have a beer, have a cocktail in the sunshine, and it's a very nice place to spend some time during the day and the early evening as well as the sun's going down. Lots of maintenance going on in and around the Calypso pool here. You can see the pool's been freshly painted and covered to protect it from only the weather. And this is where you come for movies under the stars as well. They put all the deck lounges out here. It's a great place to come in the evening, eat some popcorn and watch a movie. Now these spots are pretty self-explanatory. You can come over here and get a slice of pizza at Slice if you're peckish during the day. And coffee and cones, you can come for a coffee or an ice cream, whatever floats your boat really. It's my favourite place of mine. They also did breakfast dishes as well, I remember, so if you missed breakfast or you had late breakfast, you can come up here and get something to give you some energy for the rest of the day. Nice little spot here out on the open deck, but obviously not in use at the moment, unfortunately, until there's some passengers back on board. And finally down here on deck 14, 15 aft is the terrace pool and bar, which is the area where the crew members are currently allowed to come and relax, enjoy their time off, have a swim, have a sunbathe. And there's a bar down here, which is now the crew bar at night, so there's a nice view off the aft end of the ship, which I think works very nicely for them indeed. And I think this is a good place then to end the video today, end the tour. I hope you enjoyed it, seeing around the beautiful Crown Princess. Hope I don't miss anything, but maybe I did. I'm not used to this ship, so if you've been on here before and there's something you wanted to see and I didn't get to show you, please let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll try and cover it in a future video or discuss it at least virtually with you. Beautiful day here on board the Crown. I'm gonna head down to that pool, I think, right now and relax and take a dip. If you did enjoy this one, please do subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and I'll be bringing you more content very soon. I did say I had a surprise for you at the end of the video, and that is absolutely true. It turns out less than 24 hours after joining the Crown Princess, I'm going to be transferred to the Pacific Encounter. So tomorrow morning I'll be transferring over to the Pacific Encounter. Obviously I'll be bringing you along with me for that, so if you want to see more content, do subscribe now, and you'll get the opportunity to see what it's like over on Pacific Encounter, which will be a first look for anyone, I think, because she's a new ship to P&O Australia. Until then, guys, please take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you very soon on the next one. Woo. Thanks for sticking with me right through to the end on this one, guys. I hope you enjoy this beautiful sunset underway, I think just passing Singapore. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you soon for the next one. In the meantime, stay safe and take care of yourselves. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.